Hi guys, and welcome to a new edition of Art Life. Different settings today.
We're in beautiful Round Top, Texas, here in kind of south central Texas, and we've come up to kind of get out a house and do something different for a change. Round Top is a lovely little community. It's got 90 people on the census, but twice a year they have an antique fair that brings in 100,000 people twice a year. So it's quite the spot.
But saying that, we have a lot to share with you this time, as usual. What we've done last week, basically, how we prepare for the big art sale event, Biannual at Sawyer Yards, and we'll share everything with you in just a second.
Hi, I'm John, and this is Bogdan. Join us on our journey as we figure out how to earn a living as artists, introduce you to those we meet, and share what we learn along the way. Hi guys, let's see, today is Friday, the day before our big biennial sale, and that means that I'm getting the studio ready. I'm moving things around, I'm putting things out that I haven't put out, things that are brand new. I'm trying to kind of clean up the things that I'm not particularly expecting to sell, or maybe that I'm trying to get rid of. So a lot of decisions have to be made. The problem I always have is for these sales, you know, you try and do everything, and so you end up kind of getting, I end up kind of getting a junky look, too much, and price ranges from $1 to $3,000, and there's a whole lot of stuff. I don't know if that's a turn off to people, but you know, you kind of feel desperate. This is, I mean, traditionally people have sold and made, you know, half their year's rent here in one day. And that hasn't happened for the last couple of years, thanks to COVID and just the neighborhood changing. So we're a little nervous. Tomorrow is supposed to be rainy, but it is a big deal and would be a very, very good day if I could make quite a bit of money tomorrow. So fingers crossed. I'm still working on the studio. I'm gonna have it, hopefully, everything will be ready. Ready or not, people will come tomorrow if the weather doesn't keep them away. So anyway, that's what I'm doing today.
Moving forward with framing these two pieces, a very funny, cute little acrylic and acrylic ink on paper, and I'm going to dry mount it, and I'm going to float them in a 22 by 28 frame. Of course, they will be ready for again for this Saturday, and hopefully somebody will fall in love with them and buy them. Otherwise, they're gonna be, I'm going to upload them on the website, and they'll be available online soon if they don't sell this Saturday. I just dry mounted those two pieces, and now they're going to be floated and framed in this 22 by 28 inch frame. So here are they. I'm looking now for some names, and I'll have them both ready to go for the Saturday fall biannual. I mean, yes, I do photography, but I do some mixed media as well. I'm having fun of these pieces, and hopefully they'll find a happy home to enjoy them. So yeah, this is pretty much what I've done for the first part of the day, framing those pieces for John and this pieces for myself. There's some other things going on here in the studio, but I have to mobilize myself and prioritize to see what's next. One of the biggest things I have to do is to regroup the studio and clean it up and hang more stuff on the walls and make it very festive for this Saturday.
Hey guys, it's now after 9 p.m. on Saturday. We just finished our big biannual sale here at Sawyer Yards in Houston, where all the studios and all 6 buildings are open, and we had lovely weather for a change. Everything broke this afternoon and had lovely sunny skies until it got dark. And pretty good crowd, and there were a number of people through, and I sold not 1 cent. Not one sale, not $1 for a button. Bogdan sold nothing either. And I talked to Lacey next door. She had 0 sales. So I know some people were selling because I saw some people with bags. I don't know how to judge, how anybody else did. It's too early. Haven't had those conversations yet. But I have to say it's probably one of the worst events that we've had as far as sales. Lovely people, again. I had some conversations about art, but not a lot of them. It was like a regular Saturday. And this is where we kind of used to make half a year's rent in one evening. So yeah, kind of discouraged. I guess you can hear that in my voice. I'm also tired. We've been here for about 12 hours. And yeah, it makes you wonder what can you do. These events are designed to help us sell our art, and it just doesn't happen necessarily. If I thought my art was no good or that people weren't interested, but I am selling, not today. So try not to be disheartened. Everything doesn't depend on one day. It's just that this is the last week, or the last third Saturday was just the same, and actually no one came. So don't know how viable this is as a business. This place is as a business for us, at least for me. So I've got to kind of pick myself up and feel better and get back in the swing, and that'll happen. Maybe tomorrow we'll do a road trip. Maybe we'll just get away and relax a little tomorrow, because this has been pretty intense. Heading up to Round Top. Trying to do a road trip today to kind of recharge the batteries.
Decompress a little.
Yeah.
We had not only a busy sort of weekend, but we actually had quite a run for the last month or so.
Actually, yes, yeah. And are looking forward to another run.
I'm getting the Mexico City edition of Fine.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And that is going to happen at the end of November.
The good thing is that when we were in Guadalajara, we were able just to store the artwork there. And so all that has to be done now is it needs to be transferred from Guadalajara to Mexico City, which saved us just a ton of money trying to bring it back to the States and then take it back to Mexico. So that worked out to our advantage.
And if they don't sell all of them, then we're going to store them with Michael Swank at
PRPGMX.
PRPGMX. God, I have to remember this name. So he will take care of these pieces that are left over. Actually, it's November, December, January, and February. I will my contract with them expires, so Michael can reorganize an exhibition in Mexico City just for this series. But now let's talk about a little what happened last night, because we put so much work in this fall biannual.
Yeah, the thing is, and we talked about this last night, this is the business, right? This is, when you're an artist, you're going to have events and they're not going to go well. That's just part of the business.
I don't feel broke in a way. My heart is not broke because I expected some of this, and I was a little prepared. It can go wrong. However, I did have a sale for somebody that came. She contacted me a long time ago that she wanted a certain piece, and she came and picked it up and paid for it.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
That would have happened either way.
And thanks to Frank and Tommy, which are our friends and our collectors as well, they refer me to a friend of theirs, a friend that showed up last night, and she did fall in love with some pieces of mine that actually she wanted on a large scale. So what happens is next week I'm going to work with her and with the printing lab to have those pieces printed on a larger scale.
And again, that's wonderful, but that's thanks to Frank and Tommy. That had nothing to do with the biannual.
Yeah. So what I noticed last night, people were dressed for an event. Mm-hmm. So they were elegant and
Well, there was an
ready,
older crowd.
an older crowd, and probably because I heard that the building pay an ad to the NPR.
Yeah, the National Public Radio. That we did some, and that would have been that kind of customer, right? That kind of demographic.
I think so, because
we don't usually get them, and
right.
not in those numbers. Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people who came there, said that they have never been here before.
Right.
People that live in downtown Houston and they never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was
But we get that every time.
I had some others, ex-collectors, stopping by saying hello. They saw some other pieces they were planning. Some of them were talking with their designers, and hopefully the designer said, those
Absolutely.
are great.
Absolutely the ones we need.
And
I spoke to a lot of people, gave out cards. I wouldn't say it was heavy traffic. To me, it was like a good Saturday, and it should have been like an amazing Saturday. But the thing is, we don't want to just look back; we want to look forward.
Exactly.
And so, what do we learn from this? What do we take from this? How do we apply that forward? We know that this is the business. If you're just going to open a shop and wait for people to come in, this is what happens. It could be a good day, could be a bad day, and doesn't really have all that much to do with what you're doing. I suppose good marketing is always good. So I think what we need to consider, and we have been considering, is how do we kind of diversify the income so that we're not dependent upon one kind of event.
But we are not. Well, actually, we are not. We are always working on diversifying ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of those diversifying channels.
And it would have come at a very good time. To have a nice shot of sales right now would have been very helpful.
Yeah. There's a lot of constructions and new building going on town, so a lot of people would need art sooner or later, but we're gonna have to reach to a lot of markets in Houston, and not only.
I was talking to one of the neighbor studios, to Lacey, and she had come from a pop-up show at a kind of home decoration store.
Yeah.
And she had done she said she did better there than last night. And one of her suggestions was that we get a group of people and do a bigger pop-up at that kind of venue with more than one artist, and that we actually apply to Round Top for their big, huge fair, and get a booth there and sell.
Certainly. And I mean, I can create work that it's suitable
right for that kind of sale.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Lots of Texana and things like that. Not really where we wanted to go with the business, but if there's a group of people and it's a week or a weekend, why not? Why not?
Yeah, and it's to me it's when you go in a place like the Round Top, it's more than selling. What you get, it's a lot of customers that are art oriented.
Sure. And decoration oriented.
And decoration art. And the sale can happen after the fair. Mm-hmm. Because they have the cards, they learn about you, they search about you, they wanna see what collection you have, and how can
they exploit that better. We weren't sure what was going to happen. The projections were that the fairs were going to dry up and that most of the smaller galleries were going to close. That did not happen, not yet. I don't know of any. There may have been a few, but I don't know of any small galleries that had to close here in Houston. And the fairs seem to be coming back strong. I do know that prior to COVID, they statistics were showing the best way to make money in art was at fairs, at art fairs. So if that doesn't die, we're going to the second one. You went to Guadalajara, we'll go to Mexico City, and maybe that's a good path forward to spend the money on the fairs, and maybe you get some more return. And I'm not opposed to what we did last night. I think it was a good thing, but
and it was a good thing for me because I got to meet a different age group that was really interested in my work. They were not there necessarily to buy that moment, but they were at some point I had this older couple. I thought they're gonna buy something, and said, "Listen, I'm gonna have to come back here." And I'm sure he will. I'm sure the guy will. But anyway, we decided to go for a road trip all the way to Roundup, and we'll take you with us in this beautiful Sunday in October.
Hot, summery feeling fall day. I don't know if they actually house people here, but that's the concert hall. And I remember when they were building it, early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, I kept thinking, what in the world are they building? So there are three kind of event spaces here in Round Top. One is this place. Another is a Shakespeare Festival Center. And the third is the kind of antique fair that goes on. Just a beautiful, beautiful spot.
Okay, I'm doing well. How are you doing? Good. I wanted to surprise you. I said.
Thank you. Well, it is a surprise.
This is what we had to share for this week Art Life.
If you like anything that you saw today, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. It really helps us with the algorithm if you do. But I tell you what, let's go get a burger. I saw a great place for lunch.
Did you?
We'll see you next time.
Bye.